All right, guys, it is Friday, July the 9th. Hey, Fain.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing really good, really good. Yep.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
today, Friday, July the 9th, and our topic for today is what you do before real estate, because you and I don't really know what we did before real estate. And
Absolutely. And it's so interesting to find out what people's past lives were before they got into the world of real estate.
right. So let's start by telling a little bit. How long have you been in real estate now?
So I have been in the business for about 14 years now. I started out as an assistant. Well, actually, no, going before that, I actually started at a front desk reception at a very small Remax office up in northern BC.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was that's kind of how I got into real estate, because the owner of the brokerage up there was like, Fain, you should get your license. And at the time I was still in college, and I was like, it was a part-time thing, but that got me.
How long ago was that?
This would have been in like 04.
Oh, so we both got licensed at the same time.
Well, no, I didn't get licensed until 2010.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I went from like front desk reception to like I was an assistant for a couple years before actually becoming licensed, and then I transitioned from the assistant position to a team member position with the team that I was working with. So yeah, I got to see a lot of behind the scenes before actually becoming licensed, and yeah, so I mean, it definitely got my feet wet before actually diving right in. Yeah.
So you knew what you were getting into. That's
I did. Yeah, it's amazing how much I picked up, as far as like contracts, and like I just learned so much from before, like actually how to be a realtor, because they don't teach you that kind of stuff in realtor school in the course.
It's life lessons along the way, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. But so you were licensed in 2004 then, is that right?
I was licensed in 2004, so I'm into my 17th year this August.
Wow.
Oh God, now I'm having a total brain fart. I'll be August. It'll be 17 years. Yeah. So celebrating's the word.
Nice. That's amazing. And so what did you do before real estate?
So before real estate, I was working as a registered nurse, and
That's so shocking. That's like totally two different sides of the brain, right? Like you're working like healthcare and then real estate, which are like two completely different worlds.
Well, yeah, but they do sort of, they overlap in terms of skills that I bring to the table from being a nurse, in terms of listening skills and assessment skills and all those kinds of things. And sometimes I have had nursing clients where I can totally relate to explain something to them from a nursing perspective to transition it into a real estate perspective. And but yeah, so I'm still actually licensed in the province of Ontario.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Wow.
So technically I can still call myself a registered nurse, but I just can't practice. So I'm a non-practicing registered nurse. And but yeah, I always figure I worked so hard for that designation that I don't want to give it up. And I'm very proud to say that I'm an RN, registered nurse. Yeah. And so I did that for about 9 years before I got into real estate. And when I left nursing, I met a broker. His name was John Hill, and he was the broker owner of a Remax office, and wonderful, inspirational, motivational broker of record. Happy that I started with him. But he just said, basically, we don't hire part-time agents. So if you're going to do this, then you need to quit your job and jump in. So that's what I did. I was a single mom.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I jumped in and away we went. And I always tell people it wasn't easy in the beginning, but certainly, I never looked back, and I was determined that I was going to be successful in this career. And yeah, so and I always tell people too, like, I like to share that I'm a nurse, because I know that on the levels of trust, people view nurses as like way up here on the trust level.
Yeah.
You can't see that way up in the trust level, and salespeople are down here. So I always joke with people and say, well, I've got to be somewhere in the middle. right?
Yeah.
And so yeah, kind of my background story. And what about you? What did you do before you got into this real estate world?
So, well, I was actually, I was going to school. I was actually pretty young when I started becoming, like when I kind of got into everything. But I was, after high school, I took a few years off, just to kind of live life or what have you.
Yeah.
And then I was
working. That's what we should call it. It's just living life wildly.
I left and I kind of moved around BC a little bit just to kind of, I was born and raised in Vancouver. So it was kind of like very, very busy city like. And so I wanted to kind of experience what small town life was like just a little bit.
Yeah.
So I moved around a little bit to, different parts of BC, got to experience kind of different, just completely different environments. And I was working at the bank for a while. I was a bank teller.
Oh, geez.
And I realized very quickly that was so monotonous that I did not like every day. It was just like every day was the same thing. And I realized very quickly that I needed something a little more, fast paced and interesting. And
real estate certainly is that, right? It can either be really fast paced and you're crazy busy, or it can be like, slow as a snail and there's nothing going on, especially when you're new in the business, right? And you're trying to like chase after every bone that is out there, right? Like a dog,
So I went back to school, and then that's kind of, they had like an internal, like to the business school that I was attending. And they had the RE/MAX office had an internal job posting for, part-time reception / assistant. So that's how I got into the RE/MAX, and that's how I got into real estate. And this was
that's great, right? That's awesome. So well-rounded experience between working at the bank and working in a real estate office and then jumping into being a realtor. That's awesome, right? So yeah, that's great. So, all right. Well, that's all. That was our episode today. We wanted to talk and share with everybody about what our past lives were before we got into real estate. And I mean, certainly we've both been doing this a long time. We've got 28 years combined experience. So if there's any topics you want us to cover, then feel free to leave a comment below, and we'd love to do that.
I was laughing because I was thinking, okay, we're both so busy. You're like just coming off of an appointment, and I'm just going on to an appointment, and we're like, okay, well, this is what we're talking about. It's great.
Well, we committed to doing this video, right?
That's exactly right.
Yeah. Well,
awesome. Thanks so much, you guys.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Bye.